I'm Lindsay from The Rural Legend. Welcome to our first ever full home tour. The house is never this clean, and the thing that I want you to remember about this video, or the goal, I guess, that I have for this video, is I don't want anyone to feel less than or that their house is inferior to mine. That is not the purpose of this house tour, to say, look at all the things that I've done. This video is meant to inspire you and prove that beautiful home style doesn't have to cost a lot of money. I have watched so many different home tours and videos on social media that make me feel like crap when it comes to my own house. I never want to do that to anyone. We are real people living a real, authentic life. I always want to make sure that I'm inspiring you and never making you feel less than. And that is just part of the Rural Legend experience, to inspire you, to bring you joy, and to encourage you to find joy and love in your own home. So let's get this going. Welcome to the first ever Rural Legend Spring Home Tour. Welcome to our home. We have lived here for 7 years and our house was built in 1980. We have certainly done a lot of work to this house, but there are still some projects that we'd like to complete. When you walk into our home, we don't necessarily have an entryway, we just have one long hallway that leads back to the kitchen. We've also done nothing with our stairs yet. That is still on our to-do list, and we'll get there eventually, but there's just been other projects we've wanted to work on first. I also wouldn't normally have the bathroom light on and the door open, but we're doing a home tour and I wanted you to be able to see. I absolutely adore our powder room and those Moody English cottage vibes. This wallpaper is from North and Finch. The color in here is Dark Room by Sherwin-Williams. We added paneling and brought in some vintage finds like that beautiful mirror, the Princess House lamp on the counter, which no, it does not get knocked over and it is not a safety hazard, does not get close to the water, and we do not have a small child. We never really turn this light on unless we're entertaining, and then it's a really pretty accent light just to signal, hey, the bathroom's over here. Almost all of the artwork in the hallway is thrifted, and we added board and batten in the hallway just to make the space look a little bigger. Let's move on to our main living area. This is what sold me on this house. Huge open concept space. It is very long and narrow, so it's been a little trickier to design, but there's just been a lot of trial and error over the 7 years that we've lived here. It's definitely nice that when we're entertaining and I'm in the kitchen cooking, our guests can just hang out in our family room, which is there on the end of the room, and we can all just be in the same space. We modified this IKEA shoe cabinet to look more like a built-in. It sits perfectly between our garage door and the door to our basement, and because we don't have really any kind of entry space there at our front door, this provides really great storage for things like homework, mail, our car keys. This antique kitchen table is one of my favorite furniture flips to date. This table was built in 1880. I found it on Facebook Marketplace. I think I paid $120, and refinishing it was certainly a labor of love, but look at those feet. It's just such a stunning tiger oak table. The wood grain is just so gorgeous, and sitting here for all of our meals just makes us so happy. One of the most asked about items in our home has to be these picture ledges. They are actually made from an antique rope bed I inherited from my grandparents. These two rails were the side pieces to the bed, and those pegs are what you would lace the rope over. Think of like how you lace up a shoe to hold the mattress on top. I see rope beds listed on Facebook Marketplace often, so if you're interested in making a set of your own, I have a tutorial on exactly what we did on the website. I love having this feature wall here where we can display family photos, seasonal art, and those pegs are really great for holiday garland. Next up is our family room. This really is the heart of our home. Oh, but first off, let's talk about the sofa table. Another Facebook Marketplace find. Are you seeing a trend yet? I paid $75 for her. I drove 3 hours to get her. Completely worth it. The table was already painted this color when I picked it up, but I'm still debating if I want to keep it this color, strip it, repaint it. I'm just not sure. Now we can talk about the family room. That dresser is another Facebook Marketplace find. I know you're shocked, right? $200 for that piece. It's a great storage piece. I talked a lot about how I style credenzas, console pieces like this, bookshelves in another video that you should absolutely check out. I'm sharing all of my best tips there. The wall color in this main living space is Sherwin-Williams Alabaster. It is the perfect warm neutral white without pulling blue, yellow, or gray. We tried lots of paint colors in this space, but the alabaster is just perfect so that we can let all of the other rich colors in this room pop. Our fireplace is painted tricorn black. Again, another perfect color. It's a true black and it doesn't pull any other colors. If you're looking for a black paint for your home, tricorn by Sherwin-Williams is definitely the way to go. Pretty much the only pieces in our family room that are not secondhand are the upholstered furniture. We have family heirlooms, thrift store finds. Our coffee table is an antique luggage cart I got on Craigslist years ago. Adding in so much history just adds so much soul and character to any home. If you haven't met our dogs yet, Elliot's there in the front, Winston is standing in the back. They're both mini Labradoodles. They are a handful, but they bring us so much joy. All right, let's talk about our kitchen. I would love to add an island in here, but this space is just so narrow, we don't have the space for it. This kitchen was already done when we moved in. We just added a classic subway tile backsplash. Side note, there's Freya. She's our rescue kitty. The gray granite countertops were already here. We just swapped out some things like hardware, our faucet, really trying to bring in warmer accents so that this white kitchen felt a little cozier. It's certainly not a grand kitchen. We have a decent amount of counter space, but it would be nice if we had more storage, like a pantry. We don't have a dedicated space to store food. We actually made a pantry in our garage. It's not perfect. There's a couple posts on our website telling you exactly what we did. Sometimes you just have to be creative and think outside the box when it comes to your home. I love the two-tone colors in our dining room. The top is Nocturnal Gray by Benjamin Moore. It is the most asked about paint color in our home. It's called gray, but it really reads blue and green throughout the day. I love this chameleon color. Some of my friends have added it to their home, and it's insane how different the color looks in their home, in their lighting versus in here. This wall candelabra was a Facebook Marketplace find for $25. It really is the star of our home. And to complement that, I brought in a lot of rich antique and vintage finds, like this buffet table I found on Facebook Marketplace, a few beautiful ornate mirrors. The dining table itself, the base is from Facebook Marketplace. I refinished it, but I didn't love the top. We added a butcher block countertop from Lowe's. It's acacia wood, and I love that herringbone pattern. We just added that to the top to make our own custom table for a fraction of the cost of buying new. Right at the dining room is another room that was probably meant originally to be more of a formal living room. When we first moved in, we transformed this into Jackson's playroom because Jackson was 2 when we moved in here. 2 years ago, we added custom cabinetry to look like built-ins, made out of IKEA bookshelves nonetheless. Color drenched the room in this rich, warm, dark auburn color from Sherwin-Williams and brought in more sophisticated accents, even though this is still very much a play space for Jackson. Fun fact, the former owners tried to transform this into a bedroom before they moved out. They closed off the opening between this space and the dining room, adding a door, and then they also added a door leading out to that front hallway. Plus, they added a large closet to this space, which was a great place to store all of Jackson's toys. But now we actually keep a queen-size bed in the closet so that we can take it out, assemble it anytime we have guests. We just move the chairs out of the way. It is a great guest room in a pinch, and we don't have to sacrifice any other space in our home. Eventually, we'd like to reopen the doorway between this space and the dining room just to open it up more, but for now, keeping the door closed sometimes can be really helpful, especially when this space is completely cluttered with Lego. So many pieces on our bookshelves. The smaller pieces of furniture, those are secondhand, either from family or from thrift stores. The top of this coffee table is actually a piece of wood harvested from one of the trees in the original forest on my family's land, like great-great-great-grandparents' generation ago. The fact that I can have that piece of our history in our home is just so special to me. But that is not what the table looked like when I inherited it. There is a post on what I did to it and how I refinished it on the website. So this door here leads back out into the front hallway right by our front door. We're gonna head upstairs and do a little tour up there. This is the landing on our second floor. We really haven't done any work up here. It's still the original carpet. Here is Jackson's room. You can definitely tell a kid lives here. He has so many treasures that he proudly displays on his shelves. He kind of has the run of what happens in his room, as any kid should. There are so many thrifted treasures and family heirlooms in his space, like that beautiful piano bench I thrifted for $4. I love the embroidery on the top. Shockingly, he actually wanted to keep this fabric. I offered to reupholster it for him, but a boy after his mama's heart, he said that he actually liked it. And hi, Freya. She's on camera with me now, telling you that she's hungry. From the antique doctor's trunk to the map of Europe that I framed from my grandparents to even my grandfather's lunchbox, there are so many special treasures in his room. Back out into the hallway, and we are going to go across the hall into Jackson's bathroom, which actually my husband shares with him because, as you will see in a moment, our bathroom, the master bathroom, is very small. Our family was in Iceland last summer, and this bathroom is very much inspired by our epic family travels. The wallpaper is from Rebel Walls. It looks like the glacier that we hiked, so this is a really special nod to our amazing family memories. The color is the same as the dining room. This is nocturnal gray again. I absolutely love the contrast between the dark trim and then this graphic black and white wallpaper. Down the hall is the master bedroom and my home office. Let's start in our bedroom. This beautiful, soothing blue color was inspired by our travels in England. This is Stardew by Sherwin-Williams. We came home immediately from a holiday in England and transformed our bedroom into an English cottage-inspired space. There's Winston, cozied up on the bed. The dogs are always in here lounging while I'm working in my office next door. You'll notice we don't have any dressers in this space. Because it's not a very large room, we wanted to consolidate and try to keep as much of our clothing as possible in our closets. The one piece of storage furniture we do have is this stunning 1920s tiger oak armoire. I found it on Facebook Marketplace. It was being sold at an antique shop in North Carolina, and we had it shipped up to Pennsylvania. It's such a special piece, and I love the detail on it. Because we loved this home so much, one of the sacrifices I had to make was not having a large primary or master bathroom. It has a very tiny stall shower, very, very small sink. So in order to optimize this space, we color drenched the room in a darker color, including the ceiling, and added in some warm accents to really bring it to life. We haven't done any kind of major renovations in here. It's still the original shower tile, the original floor, but we really worked hard to make it our own, and I love this color. The walls are Jasper by Sherwin-Williams, and the trim is Retreat, also by Sherwin-Williams. The cedar chest at the foot of our bed is also an incredibly special piece to us. It was given to me by my grandfather, who gave it to my grandmother as an engagement gift. Welcome to my office, where I spend most of my day making content for you, editing things, writing up blog posts. This is definitely my creative retreat. The wall color is called Dead Salmon by Farrow & Ball. Yes, that is the real name. It's an unfortunate name for an absolutely beautiful color. I love the contrast with the olive green of this dresser and the wall mural. Side note, I inherited that dresser from my parents. It was my mom's original bedroom dresser when they first got married, and it's been painted a lot of different times. It holds all of my craft supplies now, and it's a perfect storage piece. This room is filled with so many vintage treasures and different DIYs where I've tried to make the look for less, like that ornate mirror hanging on the wall. You can find every single DIY and tutorial on our website, therurallegend.com. Even the table in here is extra special. The top is from my husband's family, and we added that to the legs of my grandparents' original farmhouse table. My favorite thing about our home is all of the history that's here and all of the stories we can share.